So I'm going to show you how to run one of these unit tests and how to test if it's working. I'm going to put an F9, a stop point here, so that we get, as soon as we get into the constructor, we know. And I'm also going to put one here, and we'll see which one are we going to visit summary. Okay, we'll go to this one, which is that one. There we go. Okay, so let's see how that works. So you right click on here, you click debug selected test. And it gets into the constructor. And this is where it's going to set itself up with some setup information that Eswar has created in his setup functionality. So you see that information is there. There's some context data and so on. Okay, so now we're going to go actually into the test. So this is the test. Now the first time in, we're going in with inline data happy path summary text, I believe. Oh, actually, no. The first time in, we're going with the bottom one. Okay, so you can see summary input text is the bottom one here. So it starts with the bottom one and then goes up. Sorry, it goes the other way up. So we're starting off with some summary input text. So the first thing it's going to do is run that piece of code and get the request. So we'll look at the request. So you can see the summary value is in there. You can see the category is chief complaint. So then we're going to press F10, summary response comes back. So the summary response is basically that. And then it's going to save the summary. So this is it using the database helper, which Eswar created for us to execute scalar. So that's basically doing a SQL insert, I think, in this case. So now it's going to check that the response is correct, is what it should be. And of course it is, but here we go. Now, if it was not correct, you would get an exception raised on one of these if there was an error. And if the exception is raised, then you get here, it logs the problem with the unit test, and then it throws an exception so that you know the unit test failed. Okay, so that's what happens. And then at the end, it does a dispose, which basically just does the teardown of the information that you've used to run this unit test. So that's the teardown part. Okay, so every unit test should have a setup in the constructor and a teardown of some kind, a dispose. Okay, that's the end of this video. Each one is just 5 minutes, 5 minutes quick section of information about unit testing. Okay.